Hello to my Pisces and happy full moon. Let's get into it. Let's get right into your reading. Talking to you wherever Pisces is in your birth chart. Wherever Pisces is in your birth charts. Mutable sign. Symbol is the fish. You're the I believe sign. Ruled by Neptune. All right, let's get into it. All right, I am generous and kind with everyone. Generous and kind with everyone. Let's get right into it. So yeah, the generous and kind with everyone. Make sure that it's not, like I said, you're still learning how to detach from karmic so that you are not in other people's karmic cycle and don't know it. So it's fine to be compassionate and generous and kind with everyone. The source is saying to you that go along to get along could throw you into other people's karmic cycle and you not know it until after the fact. So source is trying to teach somebody how to be generous and kind with everyone, but still know how to move on and do your own energy work, your own energy healing. So let's get into it, Pisces. Let's go. Talking to you wherever Pisces is in your birth chart, even if you're on the cusp of Aquarius or on the cusp of Aries. That's right. So we are in the year of 9. So we've left the year of 8 already, 2024. We're in the full moon phase. So you can still do your full moon rituals. For those of you all who do your full moon rituals. 999, fulfillment. Visualize what's next. So somebody's closing out cycles. The cycle you've been carrying out is reaching fulfillment. You are at the finish line of your goals, and it's time to start leveling up to visualize some new ones. What can you do to tie up loose ends? Explore this question today in quiet reflection. Yeah, fulfillment. Alrighty, let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. All right. So there's some energies. So something has been fulfilled here. Something has been fulfilled. You can continue being kind and generous. You can even tell by some people. Some people just feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of their shoulders. You may have been carrying around some things that you may have had a belief about that they were karmic connections. But you have to, again, that's shadow work. Doing the shadow work within yourself. All right. Let's go. Let's see what's in your cards. Yeah, there's 9 again. You're waking up from some nightmares, but the way you're going to stop the nightmares is to start the healing process. How to educate yourselves, right? We're in the year of 9. Sagittarius rules the 9th house. You've left the year of 8. That year of 8, like I said, is transformation. So that's a Scorpio rules that house. So that's death, rebirth. So somebody has come to terms with, the past, unhealthy relationships around money and around sexual relationships, or who you dated or was married to, or whatever the situation was. Somebody has healed those and just now waking up to past nightmares. And healing that. So somebody wants to stop the nightmares. Somebody wants to stop the nightmares, and that is energy work. So part of it is moving on from past talking about it. Sitting down maybe in therapy, you're a water sign, listening to water sounds at night to let those things, flush all those things out. But somebody's having a total recall of some things. And so being around certain energies who are motivated, they put their energy into jumping to conclusions. They don't give you a chance to process your emotions or your thoughts, or they treat you like they're your God. Somebody could be in the presence of an Aries or a Scorpio, but because they're both ruled by this card right here, people who judge, not that they all judge people, but people who are going through their own rebirth, and you're constantly keep hearing their stories over and over and over again. It's invoking your nightmares and just keep disappointing you and breaking your heart over and over. And you're trying to be compassionate towards the end because you're the compassionate sign. You don't know what to believe, what not to believe. it's eating up somebody's bandwidth. It's eating up somebody's time sitting around listening to other people's nightmare stories. It's like literally trauma bonding, just reliving the same thing over and over and over again. And so at some point, even in therapy, you got to get up off the couch. Okay, what work are you doing to heal? Some people go, that's why some people go, don't sit in group therapy, because nobody is bound to any confidentiality. They get up and they can tell people they're not bound by confidentiality. A lot of people go to therapy alone, where they can unpack some stuff. They get some tools to learn. They go into their hermit mode and they go heal. People jump to conclusions about them, or they haven't done their shadow work. You may have done, some people have done their shadow work. That's how they were able to not be baited into things and switched up on. That's how some people are not able to. So there's a fire sign that could have baited you into some stuff and switched up on some stuff. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Like I said, baiting you into stuff and switching up, and now somebody's in a loop of a nightmare. People are being used as pawns, being disrespectful towards people, being used as pawns in games, all kinds of stuff. It's just like I said, a karmic cycle. Somebody's caught in a karmic cycle. That number 8, somebody is caught in a karmic cycle, right? So yeah, 2 energies are responsible for, like I said, keeping you in a karmic cycle. And so, like I said, Source is saying to you, somebody's doing an injustice to yourself. You're actually being sacrificed. You're actually being sacrificed. So you're going to whip out that sword. You're going to whip out that sword and cut ties. This is the Libra is the I weigh zodiac sign. You're going to weigh your how you're the I believe, your belief system. You're going to weigh your belief system, and just like, are they weighing you down? You're going to say, how do you feel? Do you feel more hurt after you talk to certain energies, or do you feel better after being baited into something and just like, hey, how you doing? Because I remember the last time we talked, such and such, still talking about the same stuff over and over and over again. They haven't done the energy work, and they're roping you into their karma. So Source is saying, Source is going, you're divinely protected, but Source is getting you to emotional maturity, so that you will not be, because these same energies do the same thing to other people. This is what you have in common with some other people. That's why some people just move on quietly. They've already done the energy work. The devil is in the details. So, and a light is being shown on those things. Some people are chained to a particular belief system about something. The devil is in the details. So here we go. You're getting to your throne of wisdom, learning how to adjust your crown. No sarcastic comments about people, not being shady, not assuming when people say something, they're being shady towards you. Like I said, some people are baited. There's a fire sign that baited somebody into something. You found your North Star. So again, Source is saying you're going to feel very fortunate that you figure some things out. You're going to feel very fortunate that you figure some things out. Money is coming across your path, right? Money is coming across your path. Yeah, here we have the 4 of Swords, and I do see you getting some rest. Yep, from 2 energies, money is coming across your path, right? So here we have the 7 of Cups here. So it's just trying to help you to take the scales have been removed from your eyes. The scales have been removed from your eyes, right? Scales have been removed from your eyes. Something has been fulfilled with 3 energies. Like I said, the scales have been removed from your eyes. But yeah, you're learning how to keep your vibrations high. You're learning how to keep your vibrations high, looking at your cards here, so that Source can bring across whatever you prayed for. Whatever it is you prayed for, Source can bring that across your path so that you can get some rest. So you can finally get some rest. So you can learn how to take the high road. When you feel like you're being when you feel like you're at a crossroad with something, source is like, okay, you want to take the high road. But you're also learning how to not go along with people who have a God complex flow. People who think that they're other people's gods. Right? Yeah. Some energies, looks like somebody accepted money for something. And they felt worthless. They accepted money for something. Yeah. Somebody accepted money to make you feel, somebody received money to make you feel worthless. This was intentional. Somebody received money to make you feel worthless. So, like I said before, you and somebody actually have that in common, that somebody was saying that you and somebody were running away from something, when really you and somebody were just kind of sort of processing your emotions. Here, looking at your cards. I don't know who you and somebody are, but trying to process these downloads that you were having, possibly through dreams or nightmares or something. Somebody was having some dream, but somebody was paid to make somebody feel worthless. But something has been fulfilled. You're learning how to create very firm boundaries and enforce those boundaries. You know, when it comes to how people talk to people, you're not just going along with the flow. You're breaking ties with karmics. You're breaking ties with karmics. So when people are trying to make people feel low or trying to make them feel, and you're not going to sit around letting people just bait people into a conversation and make them feel low about stuff. You're learning how to stop the conversation right then and there. Yeah, here's the 8 of Pentacles here. People who spend a lot of time trying to make people feel worthless. Spend 8 hours a day trying to make people feel worthless. Paying people to feel worthless. They got to sit there and listen because they accepted money for something, right? Because they want to be a part of a family. They want to be a part. And being part of a family can mean they want to be invited to family functions, but they got to sit around and listen to all this negative conversation about loved ones. That's a heavy price to pay when there are people who feel like family over everything. They love their family. They got to sit around and listen to all this hurt conversation. Somebody is learning how to speak up and break up the monotony. Okay, that's enough of this negative conversation. It's time to go. All y'all do is sit around and just talk negatively about people. All this hurt conversation. Say y'all love people, but all this hurt conversation going on. Nobody feels safe. Nobody feels safe. Like nobody is safe. So somebody is learning how to stop these conversations. Because people have been hearing this mess since they were kids. They've been hearing it since they were kids. And like I said, there's some fire energies. Like I said, you got some Taurus is involved, bullying somebody. Somebody finally just said they just done. They done with these karmics. And people don't want to come around as much anymore. Whatever this is, people don't even want to be around. Don't even come around as much anymore. This is generational. This right here is generational. The people are obsessed with all this hurt talk about everything and saying that they love people. So that's why some people move on. Some people just leave the circus. They don't even make an announcement. They just move on. So that's what somebody is learning now. Somebody is learning, hey, it's time to stop the conversation. Time to move on, go get some healing, do some energy work, do something different. So that's what I'm seeing for you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. Let me see. Yeah, some people are too chained to like I said, just too chained to when I say chained to, I mean like tied to fear of healing, fear of love, operating from a spirit of love. That's why some people just move on. because they're doing the energy work. But yeah, when you're sitting in a group setting, nobody in that group setting is bound by any confidentiality. That is why some people go to a one-on-one session. They don't want to be a part of a group discussion. Yeah. So somebody's about to feel like they have a whole new lease on life. Yeah, some people don't want to be a part of a group discussion because they realize real quick in that group discussion, people are gossiping. Yeah, people are gossiping. You thinking, okay, I'm a part of this group. Well, I heard this and I experienced this and I experienced that. You don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying in these sessions. You don't know who's a plant, who's sitting there listening, who's on the other, who's working for the other side. You don't know who's who in group settings. So source is saying you're gonna learn how to one-on-one with somebody who's giving you some tools that's gonna whatever it is. You could have seen, trigger warning, but you could have seen a car accident that could have caused you trauma because of just the severity of a car accident you saw that was traumatic for you. And you're sitting in a group setting and somebody who is not trained, they don't know what they're talking about. They're stuck on a loop. Every time you come into the session, they're talking about the same car accident that you said was traumatic for you. There's no tools whatsoever. All they doing is giving you their opinion. Source is saying, look, you about to do one-on-one for some of you all, if that works for you or whatever works. But you're freeing yourself. You will not be back. You will not be back. That's why some people don't want to be around certain people. All they offering is an opinion. You have found your North Star. And you are working on yourself. And these are people that know better. So this is intentional. These are people with degrees. They know better. They sitting there listening, and this is to become familiar and to be nosy. They know better. They know these people in a group are not bound by any confidentiality. It's just gossip. So you are going to feel very fortunate. You and somebody are going to feel very, very fortunate to detach. These are karmics who like to bully people, and you switching teams. You are switching teams because all you have is a title and no authority. Soon as you want to speak up and ask a question and talk about something or voice an opinion, then you're quickly reminded that other energies are smarter than you are. That's not a team. That is not a team. So yeah, some people went down a rabbit hole. Some people went down a rabbit hole and realized that you bought into a fairy tale that ended up being a nightmare for you. But many people do this many times over. They buy into a fairy tale when it comes to marriage, friendships, schools they go to, jobs they hear about are a fairy tale job. They get into the job. It may be a fairy tale for somebody else, but it may end up being a nightmare for you. So somebody wanted to be around people who supposed to know what to do, but these energies who are using their knowledge for evil, not for good. If it's causing you nightmare after nightmare after nightmare after nightmare, somebody will be doing some one-on-one sessions. Looking at your cards here. You're not a member of the team. Especially when people lying behind your back. And there are plenty of people who have your back. You got people lying about you behind your back. You and somebody else behind your back. So source is saying you'll be able to defend your decision to move on from something without coming across as defensive. Now that you know that you're raising your frequency, you're just closing out cycles and moving on. Closing out cycles and moving on. Yep. Something is a win-win for you because, like I said before, you found your North Node. You found your star, right? Don't forget to find out what your 10th house is in your North Node, your 10th house, right? And then look up some things online. But you got some good news coming in. You got some good news coming in. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. What do you need to release? That's right, cold-hearted energies. This is a snow moon. You need to release these cold-hearted energies that have all this education and knowledge. And of course, there's nothing wrong with education and knowledge. We're in the ninth house. A lot of people want to become more knowledgeable, increase your knowledge and wisdom about things. News travels through the air about how much hurt was there. And so some energies, like I said, have a motive. They definitely have a motive, and you're learning. You're learning. Yep. Some people hate nothing about you. Yeah. But some people are trying to fulfill a fantasy because they are a hater. So I do see you doing something like with tantric sex, right? Very healing, right? And so, yeah, outdated, expired, old news, discarded, game over. Yeah. So yeah, betrayal, deceit, backstab, traitor, not to be trusted. Source is just trying to help somebody to learn how to heal in healthy ways. That's what Source is trying to help you to learn how to heal in healthy ways. But when you're around people who just keep living the same thing over and over and over again, and they're, you know, coming under the guise of something else, Source is saying you're about to wake up. Your psychic gifts are waking up. You're waking up as to why some other people just move on. They just move on. People say they're running from something. They're not running from something. Somebody has a family member that rode a motorcycle. They said the same thing about them. Some people just know how to get, you know, cleansed by their element. Listening to air sounds, being out in fresh air, you know, going for a motorcycle ride, maybe just for a drive in the car to get some fresh air. That's how some people cleanse by air. They're in their element. They could be an air sign that's in their element. They cleanse by air. They're not running from anything. That's their time to think and process. You're a water sign. You may cleanse by near a body of water. So one of a kind. So from the moment you emerge into this world, you've had extraordinary talents. You understand starlight, animal voices, and all things magical. All things magical, right? Raise the bar. So when you set higher standards for the people and situations in your life, you create space for new levels of joy and abundance. Rise above old patterns. Yeah, Source is trying to get you to rise above all patterns. So raise the bar. Raise the bar. Source is trying to get you away from people who are cold-hearted and know what they're doing. You know exactly what they're doing. So connect with your ancestors. Yeah, connect with your ancestors. Yeah, connect with your ancestors. Somebody's going to realize a lot of stuff is generational. Siblings, aunts and uncles haven't, you know, dealt with their own karma, their own internal warfare, so they take it out on their kids. Their kids take it out on their kids. I mean, to take it out on their cousins. I mean, just, But you're learning. You're learning. You are learning. Stop having all these warm fireside chats that's not really going anywhere except triggering your nightmares. Trauma bonding. So Source is saying you're going to be doing the energy work and healing and going to come out on the other side, your North Star. It's going to make so much sense to you. That is what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all in the next video. Oh, okay. These two cards came out. Okay. Good news. Yeah, good news. And somebody had their hands up to Source. Somebody's really just like really surrendering to Source, the living water within themselves. Somebody's finally saying, you know what? You're not going back to be around people who are emotionally immature with their comments towards you. The sarcasm, the shade, the bullying. You don't want to be around that because it's too triggering for somebody. A lot of people were bullied, right? So you just too triggering for somebody. So just to even see it is triggering for you. It gets you, even if it gets you upset, it's too triggering. It's just like I said, the Source saying you're getting away from all of that. Getting away from all of that, where you can't have an opinion to sit there. If you've been bullied, to sit there and watch a parent bully their child and their child can't even give an opinion without them about to launch across the room is very triggering for somebody who was bullied. Very, very triggering for somebody who was bullied. You know, somebody threatening somebody who was over 18 years old, taking everything away from me. Just, Somebody's getting ready to get some real healing, some serious healing, and get away from these karmics. That is what I have for you. Some things have been fulfilled, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.